Hello, welcome to Kinda Good Movies. Sorry for the delay. I'm going to post this on Friday. From now on, it's going to be moved to Saturday. And hopefully, I don't upload this late. Just been busy moving this room. So, this is a podcast, not really me showing you anything. So, there's not going to be anything in, not me showing anything in front of the camera. Just going to be looking at the movies. I can zoom out for y'all. I don't want to zoom out too far, but I can do more like that so y'all can see more of the collection. So yeah, we're just kind of here today to try to talk for maybe half an hour to 45 minutes to even an hour. It's my first time, so this may be only a 20-minute one, and I will be more prepared next time. Yeah, this is just a podcast, so I'm doing once a week, so hope y'all enjoy. If y'all have any questions y'all want me to answer on next week's ones, just leave them in the comments of this video or any video, and I'll try to answer them. So, just some topics I thought about talking about today. I went and saw Ant-Man this past week. I don't think it deserves the hate that it's gotten from critics. I quite enjoyed it. I don't think it was that bad, really. I mean, some of the acting in it was very hard to watch, but overall, the action was really cool. The movie itself was really enjoyable, but it did seem a little slow to get through, in my opinion. But other than that, I don't think that it deserves any of the hate that it's gotten recently. So, yeah. So, that's all I said about Ant-Man. We'll go to topic number 2. Cocaine Bear. Good movie. I really think it should be an action thriller movie because there's a lot of tense moments in it. I don't think the action comedy really follows unless you find a bear on cocaine hilarious. There wasn't that many hilarious moments in it, but in my opinion, it's a really good movie. I didn't say Ant-Man's rating. I think I give Ant-Man a rating of 7, 8, 6, somewhere in there. So let's say 7.5, somewhere 7. Let's just say. And I think Cocaine Bear, I think it's an 8 or 7 or 8. I think it's a really good movie with the late Ray Liotta. I think it's a good movie. All the actors in it were amazing. The effects were good. The story was good. It was really good. I think the park ranger really carried the movie. I don't remember her name. I don't know the actress's name, so I can't say that. But past that, really good movie. I can't wait to get it. But I will say that one downside to the movie, it kind of is like a one and done movie for me where I've seen it. Okay, it's good. Don't care to. I don't want to have to watch it again. Like if I saw it again, it wouldn't kill me. But if I just happened to come upon it and watch it again, or somebody wanted to watch it, I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, so that's really it. Now that I'm kind of also seeing that what I'm talking about ain't gonna last, so it may be a shorter one, and I'll work on it more. But the next one is movies I want to see. I want to see Creed 3, and I have to watch Creed 1 and Creed 2, but I want to watch Creed 3, so I'm going to try to watch that. John Wick 4, I'm really excited to see John Wick 4. Barbie during the summer. There's even some shows I'm waiting to see that aren't in movies, like the Ahsoka show. I'm excited to watch the rest of season 3 of Mandalorian. I know they're coming out with Andor. I haven't really finished the first Andor. It's kind of hard to get through for me, but yeah, other than that, I really look forward to the Ahsoka show and Mandalorian, Creed 3, John Wick 4. I'm trying to think some other ones off the top of my head that I am just dying to see. I can't think of them because I wanted to see Ant-Man and I wanted to see Cocaine Bear, and I went and saw them. Yeah, I don't know what else is off the top of my head, so forgive me if I'm forgetting a big one, but yeah, I guess we can move on to the next topic. because that's really. I hope to eventually get some people on here with me that could do a podcast, where it's just not me kind of talking to nobody, so I kind of get some feedback. But next one's Star Wars. I kind of said I watched the first episode of Mandalorian. I really say it was a very big letdown to the other 2 seasons. I did not really enjoy it at all. It was very hard to get through. So I don't know. I just don't think that it. I think the first episode was really weak, and I know they just recently came out and said that season 1 and season 2 have like many years apart. I don't know the exact number, but I don't know. It didn't. I don't know. I didn't like it personally. I really wish that they would come out with a new Star Wars movie, and I know they're kind of doing a lot of shows, but I wish they would come out with a movie, not with so much the Skywalker saga, I guess you could say. I more would like I don't know, more. Let's see something like before the Phantom Menace, or let's see. I don't know, because I'm a big prequels fan, so I would like to see more before. See more Jedi that they haven't shown, or see like Yoda becoming a Jedi Master. That'd be kind of cool, even for a show. Seeing Qui-Gon. I know they did Qui-Gon in Tales of the Jedi, but I'd like to kind of see like a live action kind of prequel with like a young Dooku and show some more than what the Tales of the Jedi did. And so that's just me personally. I can't think of anything else because the sequels, I liked them, but I did not like Rey. I felt that that was. I felt like the with Rey, they really tried really hard to make her a staple Star Wars character. They did that even in the games that they've done, and I never have didn't like Rey. I loved Kylo Ren. I loved everybody besides Rey. I think that was like the one part, kind of like Reva in the Kenobi show. I think that they just make it unbearable. I think if they made them as characters instead of trying to make it, then calling it the Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, but make it about Rey, that's, I don't know. And I think they were good movies personally, but Rey really made it difficult. I did not like Rey at all. So I would like them kind of do more, show us more during like the original trilogy, show us more of like Darth Vader going to different planets and showing his reign, because I don't feel like we got enough Darth Vader yet. I mean, we've seen him a lot, but I don't feel like we got enough of showing how strong the Empire was. We just got seeing how feared they were. I wish we could see them kind of growing into power, kind of stuff. Kind of show them more becoming the Empire. So that's all about Star Wars. I could sit here talking about Star Wars all day, because I don't know. I wish they would just make another movie, and I don't know, maybe make a show where, I don't know, really, I don't know, I wish they would kind of go more for bounty hunters, because I really don't think that Mandalorian has, I don't think the Mandalorian has really made it about a bounty hunter, because I don't think that they made him more into a father now, like The Last of Us. I feel like that's what Star Wars, the Mandalorian is, The Last of Us, but Star Wars, it's not about a bounty hunter. Season 1 was good. It was, he was kind of a bounty hunter, but then all of a sudden he turned into, this father figure for Baby Yoda, and that might change over the season. So if y'all watch this later, I'm right at this point, only season 3 episode 1 has aired. So if y'all see this months and later, and y'all don't come at me, because at this point I'm not a big fan of how this going so far. The next topic that I wanted to kind of graze upon was talk about some horror characters, some of my favorite horror characters. Also, before I start that, if y'all want to comment on any of these, Ant-Man, Cocaine Bear, movies y'all want to see or shows, Star Wars, anything I talk about today, feel free to comment. I read all comments. I respond to them. I enjoy getting the comments. I also wanted to say that we're almost at 100 subscribers, and I'm gonna do a 100 subscriber special. It's gonna be either into 4 parts or 2 parts. I'm not sure yet. And I'm just gonna talk about my 100 favorite movies and show y'all my 100 favorite. So yeah. Anyways, let's continue. That was just something I want to get off my chest. We were at 95 last time I checked, so thank y'all for all the support. Anyways, horror characters. I want to talk about some horror characters I like. I really am a big fan of Art the Clown. I haven't seen Terrifier 1 or Terrifier 2. Now, I watch a lot of Dead Meat. If y'all know the YouTube channel Dead Meat, I watch a lot of that. So that's where I see a lot of horror movies without the jump scares or the scary parts. That's kind of where I watch them to see if I would like them. Because I'm very new to horror. So I've only seen maybe 4 or 5 in my life. And so I'm kind of stepping out. So anyways, I think number 1 has to be Leatherface. I think. Oops, sorry. That's my number 1 favorite. I love Leatherface. I like the whole just Texas, and I just really like Texas Chainsaw. It was the first one I watched when I got older, because I watched one of the Chuckies. I don't remember which one. 30 Days of Night. And I think that's it. That's crazy that it was only 2. I feel like it was a lot more than that. But yeah, it was only them 2. And yeah. But Texas Chainsaw, The New Beginning, was the first one I watched when I got older. Where I actually remember, because I think I watched those when I was a kid with my neighbor. And he was 5 years older than me. And so I really didn't know too much then. But I love Leatherface. I think really good character. I think the chainsaw, iconic. You think of chainsaw, you think of Leatherface. It's kind of like Jason, machete, Freddy with the hand claws, Michael Myers with the knife, Scream with the knife and the ghost mask. Just iconic stuff from characters. So I think, in my opinion, Leatherface is my number 1. And I think number 2, I really have grown fond of Scream. So I would think Ghostface have to be number 2. I think you could also put Art the Clown. I've really gotten to liking Art the Clown. I just love how goofy his like character is, and yeah. So I guess I go Ghostface, because I really am a big fan of Matthew Lillard, and so yeah, I really liked him in the first one. I love his acting in the first one. Great. So I think the next one has to go to Ghostface. Then I guess 3 would be Art the Clown. I want to watch 1 and 2. I haven't seen them. I've only seen like I said, Dead Meat's kill counts of them. So yeah. Number 4 for me, I guess I don't know who would be number 4, because I'm not a big fan of Freddy. Freddy for me, I don't know. I've seen the kill counts for it, and not really. He doesn't appeal to me. I like Jason, but I don't know. Because Michael Myers is pretty cool too. Pennywise, I'm not a big fan of Pennywise. Crazy enough, I just said Art the Clown and not Pennywise, but I don't know. I guess I would have to go to Jason. I think Jason's pretty cool. So I love his like, I don't know if you would call it his theme sound or what you would call it, but the noise he makes, I can't really make it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I think it's pretty cool. I didn't really like the Jason in Space. I haven't watched it. I've only seen, like I said, the kill count, so my opinion might change if I watch it. But I don't know, Jason looked a little goofy to me. I don't know if y'all count Hellraiser as a horror character. I think he's pretty cool. When I was younger, I used to think that was a, and it maybe I used to think that was like a band movie, but yeah. I don't know if I'd give Hellraiser number 5. It had probably be Michael Myers. I think just a staple of horror is Michael Myers. I think if you asked 100 people what is the horror like poster child, I think a lot of people would say Michael Myers. It'd be between Michael Myers, Freddy, and Jason. I think those are like the juggernauts of horror. I don't think Pennywise is. He's only had. I don't know about the first one, but I assume that his name is Pennywise, the first one. If it is, he's only had 2 movies. I don't think Chucky is a staple. And even Ghostface maybe. I don't know. I just don't know about pop culture wise. I don't know because Chucky has. I see a lot of people with the Chucky dolls, so I don't know. I maybe I don't know. I let me know what y'all think is. Let's say the top 3 icons of horror because Chucky's got to be up there. Ghostface, Freddy, Jason, Michael. Um, some people might even say Annabelle or that the Conjuring, not that, but the with the nun. I know that's big, or even Leatherface. I just don't think Leatherface is a. I don't think if you ask 100 people, even maybe 30 of them say Leatherface is a horror icon. Because I mean he's big, but I just don't think that he has had much of a pop culture grip as some with like Freddy, Jason, and Michael. Or even Jaws. I don't think Jaws as much as if you ask this maybe early 2000s, but because I don't think Jaws as much of a horror. I think it's more of a horror legend than it is a horror icon. And I don't know because I think to be a horror icon, your outfit, your weapon, or whatever you use has to be, recognizable. You see the striped shirt of Freddy and the hat, the fedora, and the hand claws, Freddy. You see the mask and the jumpsuit and the knife, you think Michael. You see the hockey mask with the machete and the tall, which I guess you could say the Leatherface and the apron and the chainsaw. You think of Leatherface, but Ghostface, you see the knife and the Ghostface, and you think Ghostface. I don't know. You see Chucky. I mean, you see the little doll. You think Chucky. I don't know. It's really debatable. I think it really it's from person to person. But my opinion, I think Michael Myers is number 1, then Jason, then Freddy. I think those are the 3 juggernauts of horror. I mean, in my opinion, not off my favorite. I was going off my favorites, but I think if you asked people, it would be, like I said, it would be Michael, Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, and then Leatherface. The Ghostface and Leatherface could be switched around. I don't know. Chucky, I think, should be in the top 5. Some people might even say Jaws. I don't think Jaws is a horror icon, like I just said, but I don't think Hellraiser is. I don't think that. I don't think Pennywise is, in my opinion. I know that might strike some nerves with people, but I don't think Pennywise is. I'm trying to think of some other horror movies. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. Now, if you change that over to horror movie icons, like I think a lot of the 70s, like if you came out in the 70s, early, the right around the horror era, which I guess if you want to go that, Dracula, Frankenstein, and I think all those are horror icons, but I wouldn't say nowadays they're much as horror icons as horror veterans or the pioneers or the starters of horror. Um, but horror movies, let's say top 5 horror movies that get watched every year. I think the Halloween, the Texas Chainsaw, the first one, the first Freddy, Jaws probably, Trick or Treat. I think that's a big pop culture one. I don't know the name of the little child, but I know that one's big. The Chuckies, Ghostface. I don't know. There's just so many. Like, I didn't even think about Saw. I mean, Saw is a horror icon as well. I don't know if it's more of a torture, but it's still horror. And I think man, that's crazy. You had Saw in there because you see the little doll and you want to play a game. You think you immediately are locked into um, it being Saw, and I'm really excited to watch them and see the new one that come out. Not Spiral. There's supposed to be a Saw 10, I think. Don't quote me. But I mean that just I don't know anymore. I don't know because there's just so many horror icons. I guess it would have to be. I'd have to ask everybody. Because just Saw is big. All of them are big, and I couldn't make a top 5 because I don't know. It would have to be like, cause see, Leatherface, in my opinion, this is gonna be a big, in parentheses, in my opinion, after 06, they really haven't had a good Leatherface. I wasn't a big fan of the one where it showed him as a kid, and then I didn't like that one. But I think the new beginning, the next generation, Texas Chainsaw, all those from like the 70s to 2006, great horror movies. I think all the Ghost Faces. I even think the new one with Jenna Ortega's is really good. Um, all the Saws are really good. I think even though some people hated Spiral and it's not directly a Saw, I still think that Saws are really amazing. Just the grimy torture, fear factor of it. The Halloweens are great. I don't remember. I don't think a bad one. The Chuckies. I mean, I don't know. That's just, and the amount of horror movies that are not series or not like as big one character, but like, for example, like The Walking Dead. I'm not saying it's a horror movie, but there was an example like where zombies, like 30 Days of Night, where it's about zombies. Movies like that where it's not one single character, and it's more of a group. I would say, but yeah, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think is. Y'all tell me y'all's top 5 horror icons. Like, not your favorite, but like, well, you tell me your favorite too. But tell me what y'all think is like top 5 iconic horror characters. Like, what are the top 5 that are like, recognizable? Like, 90% of people would be like, oh, that's, and be like, that's amazing. Even the Gremlins, I think, I know some people also hate Krampus, but I don't think Krampus is a horror icon in any amount. I think he's way below there, but that was just an example of another horror movie. But I think even now, Art the Clown is kind of coming up with Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and All Hallows Eve. I think he's coming up to be a horror icon, a new day. So that's my opinion. I know right now they're making a lot of kids movies, horror movies like Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that. I would love them to make a Batman horror movie. I think that would be really cool to see, like an 18 plus horror Batman movie where more jump scares and more thrills and more make it like the new Batman 2022 and make it just like crazy a lot of gore and a lot of just grimy feeling of like that. I love the Batman 22. I watched it 3 times. It's amazing. But I think they should make a horror Batman movie. But yeah, I guess. Well, I guess we'll just move into Halloween movies because I'm feeling into we were talking about horror movies, talking about Halloween movies, not all scary movies like Nightmare Before Christmas, great movie. Like, what is? I guess now that we're here, what's y'all's top 5 horror movies? Y'all can let me know that too, because I don't know my top 5. I know Nightmare Before Christmas is number 1. Oh, the Halloween Towns would probably be in somewhere in there. I think Texas Chainsaw would be in there. Um, if y'all haven't seen Halloween Town, I'm sure everybody has, but Halloween Town's amazing. I think it's a great, great kids movie. It's really good. Um, I don't know all the titles off my head, but I really love the Halloween Towns. I'm trying to think of some other Halloween movies. I'm sure I'm forgetting like a big one, and y'all are screaming at the phone or whatever. But Hannibal, if you count that as a Halloween movie, I don't really, but yeah, Alien I think is another good horror movie. I know that ain't a Halloween movie, but that's kind of what I was talking about with the like 30 Days a Night, where it's not really a person. Um, it's more of a group. Um, yeah, I don't know any other Halloween movies on top of my head. I'm sure I'm forgetting like a big one. So forgive me forgive me if I am. I'm trying to look over my big collection and try to see, but I don't see any right now. So, um, I know some of y'all probably say the Pet Cemetery is probably another good candidate. I know a lot of Stephen King stuff is, but yeah. I guess we'll move to our next topic, which is DC stuff. Um, I'm really disappointed in how quiet DC has gotten lately. It just feels like they're not doing nothing. I wish they would make more DC. I know they're kind of out with the Flash with Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton's Batman, which I'm not a big fan of because Michael Keaton is kind of aged, and I hate how at least in the trailer I've seen or little bits I've seen, where you can see the age on Batman. I just don't feel like that looks good on Batman. I feel like the 40, 30, not really 30, but 40s-year-old Batman, I think that is the Batman we see, not 50s, 60s Batman. Not saying the years, but like age-wise. I just not a big fan of the way the Batman Michael Keaton's look. But it's yet to be seen. It could be good. I just really am a big fan of, I think, Robert Pattinson. I think, in my opinion, let me know y'all's opinion, of course, but I think his name just skipped my head. Christian Bale's number 1, Robert Pattinson's number 2, and then Michael Keaton. That's kind of what I think are the top 3. Let me know y'all's top 3, but I wish they'd make another Christian Bale Batman. I really loved Christian Bale's Batman. Too bad. I wish that we could bring back Heath Ledger and make him play Joker because he was an amazing Joker. But I really think that, speaking of Joker, I think that they should. I'm not a big fan of making Joker to a musical, but I think they should bring. I think his name is Jacqueline Phoenix. Don't quote me. Sorry if I am wrong completely. I wish they'd bring his Joker with Christian Bale's Batman and make it like kind of like after Batman grows up and everything. But that's I don't know. I wish they would do more. I would really love to see more animated Suicide Squad stuff. I really like seeing like some least known DC villains. I'm really big fan of Amanda Waller and you know Harley Quinn, and then add like random. I love King Shark, so I wish they would bring kind of like the Rat Catcher. You know, not making live action, but some animated films of um of just more Suicide Squad stuff. Don't have to be live action. Just I don't know. I just feel like I hate how they're kind of Marvel's pumping out stuff like it's oil out of the ground, and Star Wars is pumping stuff out of the ground. Then you have DC over here that's kind of like a piece of wood on the ocean just floating around. It's really upsetting because I really enjoy DC, and I wish that they would have more shows and have more live action stuff like Marvel does and Star Wars does. And I know they're owned by Disney, and I do not want DC to get owned by Disney at all. But I just wish that they would, upload more. I don't know. I just feel like they're lacking on a very profitable property. So, and I think it has a lot to do with pop culture and everyone, hopping on the Marvel bandwagon. I think Marvel's sometimes overrated, even though I say I liked Ant-Man, but I think Marvel's overrated. They like She-Hulk. I wasn't a big fan of. I didn't watch it, but I just from what I saw, I wasn't a big fan of it. So, and so, and so, I don't know. I just wish they'd upload more DC than they do. Just kind of keep up with, because Marvel and DC are, I know Marvel is like a mile ahead of DC when it comes to popularity wise and production wise. I just wish DC would step it up and try to kind of close that gap, kind of make DC a opposing force, kind of, I should say. I don't know. I just wish they would upload more. And I know they make a lot of animated ones I haven't seen. I'm wanting to watch Throne of Atlantis, so I'm gonna finish them. I know they're coming out Shazam. I just now hit in my head, but I'm not a big fan of the Shazam movie. It doesn't look that good. I don't find. I liked Black Adam, but I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of like the more kid versions. I'm more a fan of like how Batman was, where it felt like a 16, 17, 18 plus movie instead of like a 11, 12, 10-year-old movie where it has a lot of corny jokes and a lot of I'm not a big fan. I haven't watched the first Shazam, but just the scenes I've seen from it, it just doesn't appeal to me. I liked Black Adam, but I liked Black Adam more for the action than I did any of the storytelling, anything like that. I feel like that was a big letdown, especially with. I mean, Doctor Fate was good, Hawkman was good, but I felt like I don't know her name, the Tornado Girl and the Giant Guy did not. I feel like they should have changed those out for more well-known characters than them. I think Sabak was really underutilized. I feel like he came and then he left. Like, it didn't feel like he was there for that long. And I don't know. I love the action. That was about it. That's kind of Black Adam. Loved the action. Loved how it looked and everything. But it ended there. I'm not a big fan of any of the acting. I didn't like the little kid. I didn't like the mom. There was a few jokes in there that kind of were funny, but that's just personally me. So, I don't really know anything else to talk about. Kind of talk about kind of all stuff I liked. I've been busy moving the room. I got new shelves, so I have more room for movies. I'm gonna watch I'm gonna finish Alien here pretty soon, and then I'm going to start. I don't know. I'm wanting to watch Indiana Jones. I know. I'm gonna go ahead and say before I say anything, I was very bad at watching movies up until I started actually watching them. Indiana Jones, I haven't seen any of them. Lord of the Rings, I haven't seen any of them. Harry Potter's, I haven't seen any of them. There's a lot I am gonna start watching that I haven't seen. I want to watch that new Sponge Out of Water movie that I never watched. I don't know. There's a lot that I'm wanting to watch. So yeah, that's kind of it for today. I got to about 35 minutes, which was a lot longer when I thought I first started. I only had 6 topics, and I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to keep up and only talk for a few more minutes. Before I go, I did hear that they're gonna make another Toy Story 5. I wish they wouldn't. I wish that they would have just left it off at Toy Story 3. I did not like Toy Story 4. There's no way that I didn't like the ending. How now? Spoiler: if you haven't seen Toy Story 4, just mute this part or go watch it and come back. I did not like how Woody left. Sorry about that. People want to race down my street. I did not like how Woody left the gang, and I did not like Forky. I feel like Forky really made it unbearable. I feel like they were just trying to make a new character to sell. I feel like there's a problem with Disney in general. They will compromise how enjoyable a property is just to make a character to sell to people. Like Grogu, The Mandalorian, which I like Mandalorian, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I feel like Disney is creating characters in popular shows to sell, and I hate that they do that. I get why they do it, it's business, but I hate it also because, when you get a character like Grogu, where I'm not a big fan of Grogu, and they just shove it down your throat, it makes it really unbearable to watch when that's all they talk about. Like how much I liked the old Spider-Mans 1, 2, and 3. I'm not a big fan of. I don't know why every time I turn on this camera, their names just skip my head. Yeah, whatever the new one's name is, I'm so bad at remembering. I turn the camera on, I forget everything. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I'll get it in a minute. But anyways, I don't know. I hate how much they marketed Spider-Man, and I don't know. I liked the old Andrew Garfield. I don't know. I just hate how much they market certain characters, or they make characters that aren't. When you think of Marvel, goes back to the horror kind of thing. You think of Marvel, you think of Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor. I guess you can say Spider-Man, but Wolverine maybe even. But I just hate how they'll take a character and, I'm just making an example. Like Joe Schmo over here, and they bring him in, and he may. 1 second. Excuse me, people want to race up and down the street this afternoon. I don't know. I don't know. I just hate how they make a character that is lesser known in Marvel, instead of making them like a supporting role, or they try to make these big characters like Captain America, Iron Man, or whatever the supporting cast, and make these side characters main, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I just I don't know. I just hate how they, take nobody's, not the actors or actresses, not nothing towards them, but they take characters from Marvel and then they want to make them main characters. That just doesn't work for me. I hate when they try to, you think of Star Wars, you think Darth Vader, Anakin, which are the same people. Spoiler, I'm kidding. If you don't know that by now, I'm sorry. Obi-Wan, those are like some of the main characters. Luke, Han, Leia, you know, you think them, but then just like that, they make Rey. You know, that just ruins it for me. Why why are you taking Reva? Why are you taking these characters that are nobody and trying to make them centerpieces? Why tear down something that was already yellow brick road to just making a good show, and then go through there with like a spray bottle of black paint or whatever color, just and spray paint the whole thing, and just mess up the yellow brick road of what made it good. I just hate it. I hate how they make shows. I don't mind them taking side characters and putting them in the shows. Not what I'm saying. I hate. It'd be like taking SpongeBob and taking a random fish and putting them as the start role, and then SpongeBob be the side character to it. That's dumb to me. I'd rather you put them as a side character. Hold on, they're gonna come. Excuse me, they're gonna come back by again. Okay, sorry about that. I have somebody on a motorcycle that thinks that it's the raceway in front of my house. Anyways, I just Grogu, they've changed that Mandalorian. I feel like the whole point of Mandalorian all along was not to make a new bounty hunter. I think the point of Mandalorian was to create a cute, lovable character that would sell. Grogu was born, Grogu was made, Grogu was sold. So I don't mind if they would even you see the Mandalorian where they just make certain shots of Grogu that don't need to be there, that were just to sell Grogu, like in the first episode. Spoiler alert: if you when he hugs the little person, that was not needed. That was dumb. That was to sell the cuteness of Grogu. And I wish that they would just, if you're gonna make a new character, or even bring a character that's not known, don't put them in front of already made characters. It doesn't work for me. It really is a big hatred for me. Just like in the Kenobi show, they made Reva, more, more about Reva than it did Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, and it killed the show for me. That's why in my favorite episode of the Kenobi show was the final one where they fight. I think that was the best. I just think in shows they need to quit. Disney is the worst. I just feel like they need to quit making main characters, just to sell toys to kids, and make a good movie, and the stuff will sell. No reason to take a poor character and make it all about them and ruin a show or a character just because. One second. Just make a good show and stuff will sell, instead of trying to make trash into gold. One second, the racetrack's coming back by. Sorry. Hopefully they don't come back by, but I'm sure they will. So I'll say 1 second again. When they do. I don't know. I wish that they would. Wish they wouldn't, but unfortunately, I feel like. One second. Anyways, I'm gonna try to wrap this up because it's the Indy 500, I guess, out here. So, I don't know. I wish they would make good shows over making annoying characters. So, anyways, that'll be it for today. Hopefully I made it to 45 minutes, and hopefully next week I don't have any delays and don't have the Indy 500 outside. So, let me know if if there's anything y'all want me to talk about next week. My Instagram and my Twitter will be in the description as always. On Instagram, I always post when I post. In Twitter, I do the same. In Twitter, I post stuff I've watched or I am watching. And Monday, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but Monday will be a anything day, and then Wednesday will be movie review, and then Thursday will be an anything, and then skip Fridays now, and it'll be Saturday when the podcast come out. So I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all enjoyed this, let me know. Let me know what y'all want to see. I love getting suggestions. And be looking out for a 100 subscriber special. We're right around the corner. So thank y'all for all the support, and I will see y'all Monday.